What is going on, No Sugarcoating Podcast fans? Paul Buchanan wanted to reach out. The month of April is going to be full of candidates. What is going on, No Sugarcoating Podcast fans? Paul Buchanan wanted to reach out. The month of April is going to be full of candidates. We're going to see a lot of different people from a lot of different positions running, primarily in Laurel County and the surrounding areas. The No Sugarcoating Podcast crew wanted to let you know that we are by no means journalists. Do not come to our show expecting breaking news in regards to what's going on in the elections. We simply have discussions. We are not journalists. We are not a news show. We have discussions. We set our candidates in front of a screen where they can read the messages and they can answer the ones they want to. And we try to include the people watching's questions to the candidates. However, we're unable to get to all of them, and some of the questions the candidates cannot answer. They're just legally bound to not answering the questions. Again, and we can't make them tell the truth either, guys. So, just wanted to kind of let you guys know ahead of time. Hopefully, you'll see this before every episode of a candidate. But, yeah, guys, we're not a news crew. We don't pretend to be journalists. We have discussions. We try to bring out the best of everyone that comes here. We have no gotcha that we're trying to do to any candidate. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Have a great day.
The Great American Beater Bash, where memories are made and mistakes may happen.
Everybody needs to know May 2nd. That's Derby Day. Derby Day. Think Derby Day. Derby Day.
Let's
Derby
go!
Day. The influencer class, that's my shtick at this demolition derby that I'm doing. I'm bringing in some people in the entertainment space, if you will, to come and drive their first demolition derby. You can literally go out and buy a $500 shank box that may have fourth gear out, whatever. You're not going to need it. And then you do a very basic preparation and bring it. And you pay $40 for a chance at $1,000.
Mortal Theory.
We've got concessions, and then the Wicked Wieners truck's going to be there slinging hot dogs, slinging some glizzies. Freeman Brothers is sponsoring a car. I've got Boom Bad Fireworks sponsoring a car. Charlie Mike's at Dispensary is sponsoring a car. Mortal Theory themselves is sponsoring a car. There's going to be a Mortal Theory car. The list goes on. If anybody wants to sponsor one of these cars, this is the deal. I am sourcing the cars, preparing the cars, and then having them painted. And then the influencer, which we can match influencers to sponsors. It's there's no real feasible reason not to come. Unless
That's what she said.
yeah, to come. But
Come join the event and invite all your friends.
come see me at the Great American Beater Bash, Litchfield, Kentucky, May 2nd, Grayson County Fairgrounds, where legends are made.
To help our county, to help our district, most definitely our district, but it's our county too, to help it move it in the right in a better direction, and be able to leave it better than I found it. Be there when you call, be a face, be a voice for the 4th district, and I promise you, I'll give you 110%. Number 1 on the ballot. Hopefully, I'm number 1 in your heart come May 19th. Appreciate your vote.
Eugene Smith.
Putting the 4th district first. Leadership you can trust and results you can see.
Paid for by the candidate.
Located at 511 South Main Street, Corbin, Kentucky, Sugar Booger's Custom Cakes has been bringing delicious treats to the Tri-County area for over a decade. Whether it be a cupcake, cookie, cake pop, brownie, or a signature one-of-a-kind custom cake that will be the star of any event, Sugar Boogers has you covered. Easy online ordering with polite, knowledgeable staff guaranteed to make each experience easy and stress-free. Go check them out on Facebook or give them a call for a free estimate. Sugar Boogers Custom Cakes for all occasions, 606-344-6595.
Are you a jerky jerk?
You're holding it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Just give me 1 second.
RJ's Beef Jerky. Real jerky for real jerky jerks.
Can you give me a piece?
Yeah, of course.
Looking for the perfect place to host your next big celebration? Right in the heart of downtown Corbin, Kentucky, there's a beautiful venue that's quickly becoming everyone's favorite place to gather. Harvey's on Main. From weddings and receptions to birthday parties, baby showers, reunions, corporate events, and community celebrations, Harvey's on Main can host just about any event you can imagine. Planning a wedding? Brides will love the private bridal room, giving you the perfect space to relax, get ready, and enjoy those unforgettable moments before walking down the aisle. Need space for food, drinks, or catering? Harvey's also features a kitchen and bar area available for use, making it easy to create the perfect setup for your guests. And what truly makes this place special is the people. The owner is often right there with you, helping set everything up, making sure your event runs smoothly, and even staying afterward to help clean up. That's the kind of humble, down-to-earth hospitality you just don't see everywhere. So when you're ready to celebrate life's biggest moments in a beautiful downtown setting, choose the place where memories are made. Harvey's on Main, in the heart of downtown Corbin, where your next great event begins.
Kick off your boots, come gather round. We're digging up secrets that can't stay down. Bigfoot's out there in the midnight air. Aliens watching from who knows where. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, CIA. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Oh! From small town whispers to city lights, we're hunting the truth in the dead of night. Conspiracies spin and the rumors fly. Country Cupid is gonna tell you why. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, secrets to break. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Footsteps in the woods, lights in the sky. Some call it crazy, we just ask why. Laugh if you wanna, but you just might see there's more to the world than they want it to be. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, secrets to break. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Truth or a tale, come and see. We're gonna have some fun, y'all.
In a world where feelings are protected and men have traded big, beautiful beards for man purses and man buns, comes to you a podcast you always wanted and never knew you needed. A podcast where feelings are left at the door and conversations happen unfiltered and no sugarcoating.
What is going on? Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, wherever you can find this amazing group right here. And I just want to reiterate, as the few lucky individuals that got to see the very first snippet of this, we are not news anchors. We are not TMZ. We are NSC Media, no sugarcoating podcast and everything else that comes with that. So, with that getting out of the way now, let's start the show. As you can probably see, we have Robbie Grimes with us here today. We got Paul sitting over there, and we do have Ronnie here, everyone. For anyone that does miss him.
Now, Robbie Grimes, you're running for Sheriff of Laurel County.
Yes, sir, I am.
We want to start off all of our candidates the same way. The first hour, just kind of getting to know everybody. And then the next hour, really opening up some of the Q&A. We'd already discussed some of the questions we want to ask. And I know that a ton of people have questions they want to ask. So we will get to those questions. But first, tell us about where it started. Tell us where you were raised at, what school you went to. I mean, the whole deal.
The whole deal?
The whole deal.
Well, I was born and raised right here in Laurel County, on the north end of the county, sort of in between Swiss Colony and East Bernstead. Went to Colony School, elementary, then East Bernstead School, North Laurel. Went to Laurel County when it was Laurel County for 1 year, and then they split.
Gotcha.
But North Laurel alumni, I guess you could say. And went to got my first job at EC Porter IGA. So,
right there in London, right?
There in London, yeah.
Gotcha.
That's my first real job. As a young guy, though, I put up a lot of hay and done a little farm work. But
no one could guess.
I was always, we square baled hay back then, so I was always the tallest, so I had to pitch it up on the wagon. And we got to the barn, I had to pitch it up into the barn. So,
gotcha.
Well, at least that's the lighter of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, grew up, graduated, everything, right in Laurel County?
Right in Laurel County, yeah.
Now, once you left the EC Porter and you started looking for a career, you got into law enforcement. Is that right?
Yeah. Got a job at the jail, Laurel County Jail.
What year was that?
95, I believe.
So 30, I'm not trying to tell your
30
age
years,
here.
yeah.
30,
over 30 years ago.
Yeah. Almost 31. Like it was in October, I believe, of 95. So
was it there that you knew that you wanted to be in law enforcement, or?
Yeah. I knew sort of. I don't even know where it started, but I knew that I wanted to be in law enforcement pretty much all my life. You know, I love public service. I joined the fire department. Joined two of them, East Bernstead and Swiss Colony, when I was 16. Awesome. So, I mean, I've been a public servant, with the exception of the last 3 months, for my whole adult life.
We'll get to that. That'll be the next hour.
Okay.
So, I mean, you've always known that you wanted to help people. I mean, because it takes because that's a volunteer fire department. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You didn't get paid.
No, didn't get paid. I just was there to help people.
So that's awesome. And so you done the fire department. You were with, how long were you with the jail?
Almost 8 years, close to 8 years.
And then by that time, you're like, listen, I've seen this side of it.
Yeah. Well, I kind of got out totally from public. I was still on the fire department, but I built some houses for about 3 years, and then got a call from Sheriff Fred Yaden, and who was the sheriff then.
He was the sheriff for a long time, right?
No, he one term.
He was on one term.
4 years, yeah.
My bad. I'm thinking of somebody else. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
So he called me, wanted to know if I wanted a job, and I took it, and I'm glad I did.
You've been on working with police forces ever since then?
Yeah, I was on the sheriff's office 18 years.
Now, just to kind of take it a little further back, how many siblings do you have?
One.
One sibling.
One brother.
And your mom and dad, they're from this area too, right?
Yeah, well, Mom's from Jackson County.
Well, just right down the road.
Yeah, just the next county, sort of northeast of us. And she's from there. Now her family, her mom's family's from Laurel County, and they're the Nancy's, the Nance family from way out Johnson Road, and then my dad, he's from Laurel County.
So again, all Laurel County. I mean,
deep roots
in the county. What made you finally take the leap to decide that you want to run for sheriff?
Well, like I said earlier, it was something I knew I wanted to do for as long as I can remember. I wanted to be sheriff, and so when I did get the opportunity to go to work for the sheriff's office, anytime I got an opportunity to do a job, get into a different job or a different area, I always took that opportunity because I knew someday I wanted to be sheriff, so I wanted to learn everything there was to be the sheriff. So I want to know how to collect taxes. I want to know how to prepare a budget, how to conduct a criminal investigation, how to seat a judge on the bench. I wanted to know everything about that job. So anytime I got a opportunity to switch from like a bailiff to patrol, sergeant to lieutenant to captain to major, I always took that opportunity to do more for my community and learn the role and the job, because I knew someday I wanted to be sheriff, and I just felt pretty much obligated.
Well, that just shows growth. You know, if you stayed at one position your whole entire career, to me, that would tell me that you don't want growth. You're not interested in anything else.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just the type of person, good enough's never good enough for me. I always want better. I always want to learn better ways to do things, and that was just part of who I was. And like I said, I felt obligated, me wanting to be sheriff someday, I felt obligated that I should know the job inside out. And that's ultimately what I want to do. I want to put my experience to work for Laurel County.
Now, because like you said, you started at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you left the sheriff's department, what was your rank?
Major.
So I mean, that's top.
Yep, number two guy.
Yep. So to say that you've been through, seen, experienced it all, that's a fact.
Yeah, it is. There's nothing that I can think of that I didn't at least have some part in while I was there.
Because, see, Jericho has that same drive, and I don't mean to blow his head up, and I fit it into every episode, just something, because I always deflate it before the show's over, but I started high. But he's one of those guys that he digs into something, he wants to know everything about it. And doing that, he's become a huge asset for us. Like, I don't believe there's not one person doing this show that Jericho couldn't stand in for, that he hasn't stood in for, you know? And that's just his personality. That's kind of person he is
you're gonna do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you're going to do it right, or just let somebody else do it.
Mm-hmm.
The way I look at it.
Well, and I'm like you though. I ain't gonna say I haven't half done something. You know, like especially when you're first learning. Of course, you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, you're learning.
But I get so invested in so many things I do, and it drives me insane where I want to start pulling my hair out because I feel like I'm not learning it.
Yeah.
But that don't stop me. I keep going.
I understand exactly what you're talking about because I'm the same way. I get zoned in on one thing and I want to do the best I can do with whatever I'm doing, whether it's a hobby, whether it's my job or whatever.
Yeah. But then you get to a point to where your job doesn't allow you to grow.
Well, it consumes you too.
Yeah, it consumes you.
You kind of feel like you went as far as you can with stuff.
Yeah.
You know, thankfully, this part of what Jericho does, and I don't mean to out whoever's watching, but Jericho is currently trying his very best to do things to get out of where he's currently at, because he's kind of reached the top of where he could be at. And but that, again, that's just kind of his personality, and it's every week he's bringing in something new or whatever. But not to talk about him, to talk about you. From bailiff, did you say bailiff? Is that where you started at?
Court bailiff, yeah.
So, I mean, listen, I have friends that are in the police department, not here, in the Pulaski County or whatever, and those are the guys that get picked on the most, is the bailiff guys. Mm-hmm. It seems like they're the the guys that don't get to patrol it. But I mean, to be able to get from that to move to that, to move all the way up to major, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
How long? So how long did it take you to do that? How long was that progression?
I guess the last, going on 3 years maybe. I was major, so it took about 15 years to get to major.
Well, all the rows that you done, what would you think was the easiest?
Or what was your favorite too?
Yeah, or what was your favorite?
I guess probably I don't know which one would be my favorite. I wouldn't call any of them easy, though. None of them are easy.
Well, that's why I said the easiest.
The easiest? I don't know which would be the easiest. They all have their ups and downs. And I guess a patrol sergeant was probably the most rewarding, because you're a supervisor, but you're out there with your men. You're on the front lines, so to speak, right with your men. And you're more involved at that role.
Yeah.
You're kind of in between. You've heard people call people white shirts that are leadership, and I call a sergeant, I call them a gray shirt, because you're like in the middle. You got to keep the boss happy, and you got to keep your men motivated and happy as well.
Well, I know when I say the easiest though, like you can make it all the way to the top, but there's always that one position you're like, I'd give this up any day to go back to that.
I don't know. I just each position I held had its own rewards. So I don't know if I'd give one up for another one. I mean,
well, he's running for sheriff, which is, he said he was number 2 at major, so he's going higher, not coming down.
Well, obviously, but but I know I'm like that. I've done jobs where I'm like, should I stop what I'm doing right now and be out there with you guys?
And I've done that too, but not with this job. Each position had its own reward and had its own experience to me.
Well, one thing in common that I hear is how kind you are, and that's a reoccurring thing. It's not just one person. When I was sharing that we were having you on the podcast, it was like, oh, Robbie's great, real good guy, real fair guy, real good guy. And that's everybody else talking. This is the first time you and I have ever met, which I mean is good. That means I'm on this side of the law.
I'm not the law right now, so.
But that's what everybody says about you. Like everybody that I've mentioned that you come in on the show, they're like, super kind guy, and that's really hard to do when you're patrolman or even sergeant of the. But that's when you're. And this is just my opinion. This is somebody I've never spent a night in jail. My colleagues have. Not I. If I get, this is that chance to run them back over, But I've never spent a night in jail. Never been in the back of a police car that.
Whoops, his mic went dead there.
But when I think of police officers, the front face of police officers is always the patrol guys. Like those are the ones that really make you feel like you have good officers or bad officers, because they're kind of front and center all the time. And what do you think makes a good patrol officer?
Well, obviously honesty, integrity. Or are you talking about just how they deal with people? I mean, just on
all of it. I want to hear all of it.
Like, yes. I mean, because there's sometimes some things that is there are and this isn't to trip you up. This is just a legitimate question. Do you feel like there are circumstances that may change how you handle the situation?
Yes.
Because,
and I think that's the best way that I want to ask that question.
Yeah. I'm glad you asked that, because I watch a lot of cop videos. Yeah. I get so invested. listen. I get so invested in them. Like, my wife gets mad at me. She's like, "Why do you watch that crap?" I'm like, "Because I love them, but they tear me up. Like, I need to quit watching them." Yeah. But I get so invested in them because a lot of them are tyrants.
Well, I mean, for me, and I've worked with a lot of different cops over my career, and it seems like everybody has their own little niche or whatever of how they
do their job.
How they do their job, and how they, some like to roll in, hey, I'm the law, and then they de-escalate to the situation. And some, like me, I never did. I just rolled in Robbie Grimes. Hey, what's going on? Just like coming in to see.
What would make
something bad, real bad happen?
Right.
What would make a cop though, just as soon as they pull someone over, just a simple traffic violation, right?
Yeah.
What would make them go straight up to the window? I am the law. You're going to do as I say. What would make them do that if they don't know what's actually going on? Why start heavy and then de-escalate? Because that's just making the driver or whoever escalate.
Well, I agree. I agree with that. That's why I never did. I never was like that. I just figured I'd start as me, just an old country boy Robbie, and then I could go wherever I need to go after that. If you responded to me, in an appropriate way and everything was good, then we kept on that path.
That makes sense.
But if things got bad, I could, deal with that too. I mean, but I always prefer just to start as myself, not as the cop Robbie, but just as old country boy Robbie.
So if you get sheriff, though, are you going to set a policy on how they do a patrol stop?
Or is there a policy?
Well,
there's policies on all that stuff, and it basically boils down to professionalism is the definition, and I'm big on professionalism. So being professional can mean different things, but it still can mean the same thing as far as dealing with the public in an appropriate way.
Right.
But I mean, and I'm not taking anybody's, I don't know the details of your situation, but I know, cops are people. They have bad days too. And
Well, it wasn't my situation. I just,
okay. Well, I thought you might have been talking about something.
No, it's just a bunch of videos I watch and stuff. And who better to ask than somebody that's been in it for years,
Right.
Yeah.
Power tripping police officers, that triggers you.
Yeah. And I mean, every job has somebody that's.
There's always somebody in every job.
Every job.
That takes things too serious or don't take it serious enough.
Yeah. And everybody has a bad day. Everybody's got, a spouse that they're fighting with, or they're, maybe a child's failing in school. That's on their mind. I mean, they may have untelling what circumstance that they may be.
It was really important for me to ask you that question, because I feel like that should be the temperament of most police officers, where, not everything is the same. There are things like if I'm driving 80 miles an hour on the interstate because my wife's in labor, I would want some kind of, or I feel like there should be some kind of, all right, man, you need to slow down. I'm going to follow you. You get behind me, or I'm going to get behind you. We're going to get her to the hospital.
When I was in the military, we were always taught to be one step higher than the person.
As far as being assertive?
Yeah, matching their energy, but just one kind of step higher than their energy. So that way you can always bring it down, or you control it as long as you're the one step above.
Well, so I just think that if there were more people like that, then there would be a whole lot less Jericho stories.
Yeah.
Where somebody would just have a officer, if I could just explain to you why this is happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, and a lot of that goes back to life experiences, your experience working the road, it all goes back to your experience. But now one of my old sergeants told me, give me a little piece of advice one time. And not really that I was kind of struggling with it a little bit. In the beginning, you'd roll up on a call, and sometimes you go to a domestic or a call. Everybody's just mad, at each other. And they're not necessarily mad at you, but they're just tore all to pieces. And he said, always just let them say what they want to say. It don't matter if they're cussing or he said, however they're wanting to get out what they're wanting to say, give them a minute. Don't give them forever, but give them like 1 minute and let them get that out of their system. He said a lot of times they'll calm down.
Itself.
People just want to feel heard.
That really worked. Yeah. I mean, I started trying that, and it really just let them be as, mad as they want to be. And when they get done saying, telling you their story, then a lot of times they would just calm right down.
Well, see,
I believe that.
That's kind of how you would answer the question, and kind of actually how I felt like you would, because just knowing you for the moment you've been here, you're like, sir, and you're just very kind the entire time and all the entire conversation. So I just kind of wanted to see how you felt about that. Because there are some people that says, well, this is it, everything's black and white.
Yeah.
No, never. I'm nothing's black and white.
Now, what would you do though? Like, if say you win, you become sheriff. Like, is there anything you would do with all of your deputies?
Yeah, what would you do?
Like what I'm talking about though is like, would you do a ride along with every one of them to see how they conduct themselves and this and that? Which, granted, you being with them, of course they're going to act different.
Yeah.
But
and a lot of them he's worked with and knows anyhow, right?
Yeah, that's a big thing about me. I mean, I've worked right side by side with a lot of these guys. I mean, there's a lot of new faces there that I haven't, but now probably the majority I've worked with a lot of them. Some of them I may have trained during my course of leadership there. So, I mean, I know a lot of them, but now, now that we've got body cams and, I'm for them, I think that helps.
It does, as long as they use them.
Yeah.
Don't mute them or do stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I don't know what their current policy is on the use, but I would want them to use them on every stop.
I would
or every
too.
Contact. Every contact.
Right. So I mean, I think that's comforting for the folks in Laurel County to know, anyways.
Yeah, and I mean it's good for the police officer too. I mean
It's
everybody
just as much protective as
got
it
one
is.
of these,
Mm-hmm.
and the problem with these are we have AI now.
I know
people
right?
can just show parts of or kind of edit something out, but the body cam on the officer is going to show the 100% what went on, because there's no way to edit that after it's recorded.
Well, I mean, past AI, how do you feel about, citizens recording and everything?
I'm fine with it. I never have had an issue with it.
I wouldn't either, because, I mean, that's their right to.
Yeah. I mean, unless I'm conducting an investigation that involves a juvenile, obviously, or something grotesque, I wouldn't want pictures of somebody's family member to get leaked, for something bad.
Right.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Other than that, I mean, I don't have a problem with anybody recording.
See, I've said this before. People that do that, and this is probably the reason why I maybe not be a good police officer. It seems like they just want to gaslight you when they have their cameras on.
Most of them do.
And most of them do. Like the majority of the folks that have to announce, hey, I've got a camera on, gaslight the police officers.
You can about assume they're about to try to provoke.
Yeah, you
them
can.
to
Yeah,
do
you
something.
can about assume. Why are you pulling me over for?
Yeah.
Well,
What is this about?
I see a bunch like that. I do. Like I said, I do watch a lot of these, and I have seen a lot of videos where they are provoking the police officers and stuff, and I mean you can see that.
That's the society we live in.
But,
today. I mean,
Right.
God, I see a lot too where them cops. It's like, did you even have any training? Like,
Yeah.
why are you doing this? Why'd you just, come in guns blazing?
yeah.
There was, I remember when I was in the military that we had a training session. There are a lot of videos in the training sessions and notepads and stuff. But my sergeant was like, you should be able to recognize this one. And it was a Kentucky State Trooper, and he was doing ticket. It was this years ago, so it was an old video, like.
So it was like a trooper.
Trooper, yeah. He was doing a routine traffic stop. If you've been in the sheriff's office for a while, you probably seen this video I'm talking about. But he goes up, and the lady starts going hysterical on him, and he's trying to write her a ticket, and she's smacking the papers out of his hands and everything on the side of the road, and he's just calm and like, how? There ain't no way I'd been that calm. No way. I mean, she's cussing him and smacking and swatting at him. And he's just a straight on trooper.
Yeah.
So
Professionalism.
Yeah.
That right there is the definition of professional.
Not taking it personal. That was our training that day.
That was one of the big things I told all the guys that that I would either mentor or train is the biggest thing is not to take this job personal, because that's what that can eat at you. You know, it's not anything personal. The criminal, they want to get by with what, you know, the illegal act or whatever, you know, they don't want to get caught. And it's your job to catch them. It's their job not to get caught. I mean, don't take it personal. It's not personal.
But a lot of them do take it personal.
Well, I mean,
no, the ones you see, the viral ones are the bad ones most of the time.
Which is a lot. A lot. I mean, my Lord, you just cuss at some of them, and they'll knock your lights out. And don't get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be cussing at them.
Yeah.
I totally get, you know, those people that are like, I have the right to say whatever I want to.
And you do.
Yes.
But like he was just saying,
is,
you know, your hostility and stuff, like when people get aggravated, they just say things.
But not everybody could be that.
Not everybody can be a police officer.
Yeah, not everybody can be a police officer, and you take a psych eval before you even become one.
Boys, you can get me as mad as you want to get me. Yeah, I will not cuss.
Well, we're not talking cuss, but
I know, but I'm just saying, you know, like
but I'm pretty sure I could get you to hit me.
I don't know. It'd take a lot.
Well, one of the biggest things with being a police officer, we're trained to respond to things with professionalism,
right?
Not with, you know,
hostility or
not
aggression.
We're not supposed to put our feelings in there with it. You know, we're not supposed to, you know, allow that to weigh on us, depending on the situation. Now, if it's something bad, I mean, obviously stuff's going to weigh on you heavy, but as far as responding to stuff, you're supposed to respond with professionalism.
So, back to getting to know you. You mentioned you had a wife earlier. How long have you guys been married?
We've been married 7 years.
How many children do you have?
I've got 2 stepsons.
2 stepsons?
Yeah, they were both in the Army. They're back home now. One's 24 and one's 25.
Don't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
And what you attend church locally also, right?
I do. I attend First Baptist of East Bernstead.
See, that's awesome. So again, I'm just trying to kind of nail down the idea that Robbie Grimes has roots in Laurel County.
Definitely have long-lasting roots.
Yeah, I do. On mom and dad's side, both, and myself.
So I was watching, and this is kind of a shout out to the 100% Real and Raw show. Not only is Robbie Grimes a farmer, he's a guitar player too, or used to be.
Used to be. I don't play much anymore. I love playing guitar, but I just don't have the time to sit down with it like I used to. Did
you mean on your off time you've had here?
Time, yeah.
You've not picked.
Well, he's not really took any time off. He's been campaigning.
Yeah.
So so what kind of music you listen to?
I like everything. I listen to everything.
As comments are starting to come in. So you have horses.
Got 2 horses.
A farm? Do you have? I'd imagine a farm.
Not really a farm. Got about 5 acres.
Well, that's plenty big enough for 2 horses.
Yeah, it's big enough for 2.
Now we kind of touched on you being at the sheriff's department for a long time. What is it there that you feel like you could do different, or that you would do different if you were the sheriff of Laurel County?
Well, I mean, first, I think we really need to put the people back first, and you know, not a campaign slogan, but really put the people first, above politics, above publicity, and personal agendas. I mean, the people I've been talking to, they are needing the sheriff's office just to get back to the bare basics of serving the community and take care of what they need to.
When we had, and I hope you don't mind, when we had Jenny Baker on the show, she said that she was hearing a lot of people not getting responses. Is that something you've heard also?
Recently, I've been hearing more of that. But the 3 main things that I hear, the number one thing that I've been hearing throughout this whole thing is just drugs in neighborhoods, neighborhood drug dealers and not getting any attention from local law enforcement. The second would be thefts, which a lot of times go right hand in hand. Drugs and thefts do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You got to steal something to pay for those drugs, So
Right.
And those cases not being followed up on or investigated like the victim feels that they should be.
Why wouldn't they be followed up on though? Like drugs is a pretty big thing.
Yeah, they're big.
Why wouldn't you follow up on that?
I mean, I don't know. Couldn't answer for each circumstance, but that's the complaints I'm getting from not just a few sources, but a lot of different areas countywide.
So, what was the third thing? Did you say the third thing? Did you say
No, I didn't say third. The third would be like major crimes, sexual abuse type crimes. Just not the victims are sort of getting left, I guess, ghosted, to use one of today's terms, is the way they feel.
Yeah.
They're not getting any communication as far as what they need to do, what the status of their case. That's the three top things that I've been getting.
Just to kind of speak to some of the comments coming, guys, I've asked Robbie if he was willing to talk about what happened with him and the city council and being no longer with the Laurel County. It's London City Police Department, and we are going to get into that. He's open to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it the next hour.
Yeah. Now, what about?
Sorry, Ronnie, I didn't know what you were. I seen him over there typing. I thought that you were going to respond to someone ask you specifically what branch of Army you were in. I thought you were replying to that.
No, I was telling them after 8 o'clock break. We'll
Yeah.
get
Now, what
to those
about
questions.
what about child abductions? I've heard a few different people say that that's rising around here. Have you heard anything about that?
Well, I've recently learned today there's been some in Lexington. I don't know any details about it, but there was some cases of that up there in Lexington. Now I've heard people talk. People assume a lot, but I don't have any evidence or any receipts, Ronnie, of anything of actual abductions anyway rising. Here.
Yeah, I know. Years ago, my little girl about got abducted in Lexington.
Yeah, well, now I know, it is very possible. I mean, there are people out there that will do that.
Oh, 100%.
And, the parents need to stay vigilant when they're in an unknown area, shopping or something. Keep an eye on their children.
John Root said office is open 24/7, 365. However, today they were closed at 4.
I tell you what, this Jay Money. I love watching him comment on stuff. And I don't mean to put both of them side by side, but
How did you get Jay Money out of Jay?
Because his original,
it's Jay Money.
Yes,
it's a joke.
Okay,
or Jay Dollar.
But I mean, they just need to vote. They need to incorporate everything and make Jay Money part of it. Like he's saying, deputize him. He said he's a vice mayor. He's a character, and he's going to be a redneck brawl fighter too. And wow, right? But so the first thing that you would do is just kind of follow up on a lot of things that you've putting the people ahead of time.
Yeah, well, the first thing I would do, really, there's no measure of success right now. I know they have quarterly reviews and they review their papers, their case files and stuff like that, but there's really no measure of success per se in place. And that's one thing that I would like to do. I'd like to try and get a gauge on how the sheriff's office is performing for the community. And every community in Laurel County is different.
Right.
Especially when you get out in Crossroads community or Coal Hill, Bald Rock, they're way out away from everybody.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to get a gauge on what we can do better as a sheriff's office for the community. But one of the first things, and I don't know if you're going with this or not, but the first thing I'd like to get up and running is the dare officer in our schools for our kids. We've not had that in about 12 or 13 years.
I had that. I got the little bear and everything.
Yeah.
Got the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Did you get a dare? Did you ever do dare?
No, I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
It was a program that went to visit schools in the area, and they would come and talk about drug abuse and how, things to do and things to stay away from. And I forget what drug abuse resistance education. That's what dare meant. And you'd get a little bear when you completed the program and everything else. It was really neat. And you had a police officer, and like you just felt like you were involved. I would love to see that back in place.
Yeah,
I would love to get it back, because I just, I believe that if you really want to fight the war on drugs, you need to start with the kids.
Yeah, start young.
Especially, nowadays, I mean, there's so many different drugs out there than there used to be. Education, I think, is the key on anything. And if you can give them some sort of a mentorship against the peer pressure and kind of, get them involved, teach them just how dangerous these things are. Almost every year in Laurel County, we'll have at least one child overdose on like a vape or something to do with THC most of the time.
You can overdose on a vape?
Yeah, some
children
of them
can, kids, especially kids that come get peer pressured into trying something they've never tried.
Wow.
Well, I can guarantee you, if you don't get the police force involved with the kids while they're in school and young, the other side of the element's getting involved with your kids when they're young. So
exactly, they are getting,
and it's getting influenced.
Yeah, yeah, the influence is there, and we do have school resource officers now, which is big. But I mean, they've got a lot of things going on.
They got to do their whole security job.
Yeah, but SROs have been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, SROs.
But that's their thing. I don't have a clue what you're talking about on that.
There is totally focused on drug education. They do a lot of different things. The main thing is drug education, peer pressure, bullying. They're a good resource to help kids with that. And used to, when I was in school, you got bullied at school, and you got on the bus to go home, it was over with. Mm-hmm. But nowadays, it's 24/7. They get bullied on social media.
Yeah, we were just talking about that with the sheriff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, with the mayor. Friday, he was talking about you just can't run from it no more.
You can't. I mean,
you used to be able to get off the bus and be able to leave it behind till the next day, but now you can't. So
I know
you were saying with the DARE program, and kind of what Ronnie was getting on too is, if you don't reach these kids now, that you only have a window. Mm-hmm. You only have maybe between a 8 to 11 window where they kind of are starting to understand, and by 12 they know.
Yeah,
they either form an opinion whether they like the police or dislike the police.
And the problem is and I don't mean to. Well, I do. Not sugarcoat. So to not sugarcoat it, a lot of the parents are to blame for that.
Yeah,
I have friends and family members that their kids are trained about the police. It's like they've already got a plan about the police. Yeah. I'm like, no, that's not it. And another thing, and this used to wear me out. I've done security at the hospital for a long time at Baptist, and we had our little badges on and stuff like that. And parents would tell their kids, "You be good, or I'll make him arrest you."
Yeah, that
scare them of
that pissed me off. One, I couldn't arrest nobody. I'm a security guard.
Yeah. Right.
But two, just what that made that kid fearful of me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all I was doing was walking by it, smiling. You better calm down, or I'll have him arrest you. And it would
makes
piss
them afraid
me
to go
off.
to the police force if something scary does happen to them.
Right,
So, like, if they get in a situation where drugs are present, who are they going to run to if they're scared of the cops? Because they'll be like, the cop's going to arrest me.
Right. Well, I mean, you just kind of set that.
Yeah. And I think our SROs do a great job at building relationships with these children and mentoring to them as they can. But I mean, when you've got an entire school, it does make it a little harder.
You have one or two resource officers at most.
But when you've got a DARE, I mean, their main focus is on this program. They can spend a little bit more time with the kids.
I think that's an excellent idea, and I haven't heard it mentioned until now.
Yeah. I come out with it pretty early that I was going to do that. I just really think it's needed, especially today with everything.
Well, it sounds like
That's
it.
Laurel County, and we don't have that in Whitley County.
And we don't have a deer program in the county.
Not anymore. We did when I was growing up, but that was
We had. I was actually at Cold Hill when I went to the deer thing.
Okay.
So I was. Geez, I don't know how. Maybe that was probably 35 years ago.
Wow. Yeah. See. See, you
Probably
digging
35
me, too.
years ago. Jeez, oh Pete.
I don't know if that's something you want to touch base on right now.
We'll come back to the questions here in a minute.
Yeah, we can come back to it if you want.
We're getting ready. We got 10 minutes.
Because I say that right
break.
there. I say it right there is a whole conversation of its
well,
own.
I mean, yeah, I'd say it is.
But what do you have done different? So we've already been talking about all this. But anyway, yeah, I think that dare thing would be something good. And seeing that I don't know anything about it means it definitely hasn't been in school for at least the past 15 years. At least in Whitley County.
Well, it's not in Laurel County, and the best I can figure, around 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
Something else I'd like to start is a sheriff's kids camp. I'd like to have a kids camp every year, like in the summer.
That'd be awesome.
And have, obviously it'd be drug education would be the biggest thing.
Kind of modeled after the KSP has a camp.
Yeah,
too,
the
right?
Trooper
KSP has
Island.
one. The Sheriff's Association has one too, but I've not been to the camp to see exactly how they do everything. They do have a ranch out in western Kentucky. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to do that every year for the kids, and it'd be a faith-based program. I don't know. I'm undecided on. Probably be a day camp where they bring them every day and drop them off.
See, I mean, not only would that be super beneficial to the kids, be kind of beneficial for the parents too.
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things we've got more grandparents, aunts, uncles raising their family, raising their grandkids, raising their nieces, nephews now than we ever have because of drugs, and and I think they need all the help they can get because I'm sure they're stretched thin. They've already raised their kids, or they've got a bunch of kids they're older and they really don't know, they're a little disconnected with today's times, and that could create a disconnect with the kids on certain issues.
And just another thing, and this is just me thinking about it, how many kids don't eat during the summer?
True.
If they had a little camp to go to or something like that, where they were learning these things about drugs, and they could get a lunch or, even something to take home with them after it was over. Because, I mean, and I don't mean to stereotype, but a lot of the kids that need to hear what you're saying are the kids that don't have anything.
Yeah. True.
That's
the way I feel too. And I just really, that's one of the biggest things that I can't wait to get started is the Sheriff's Kids Camp, because I really have a passion to do that. I think we can reach the kids, by doing that probably better than any other way that I can think of. And I mean, that's what they need is a mentor. And like you all were talking earlier, kids being afraid of the police, or like you said earlier, you've got a certain little window to reach them.
Yeah.
And, build that relationship with them. And I really think this could play a vital role in helping our community.
Well, speaking into the camp, what all would it consist of? Like in your mind, like
in
what?
my mind, well, I mean, I would actually, obviously have activities, maybe take them fishing one day, or take my horse out there and let them pet on it, or lead them around, let them ride it. Just different types of activities, outdoor activities.
So something more like a 4-H kind of camp, but had a police involvement.
Yeah, because I mean, kids stay on this all the time.
Right.
I'd like to give them a little taste of,
Say
outside.
3 days of camp and make them put their phones in a bag.
Yeah.
It was crazy, and that's just kind of the way times have changed. But like students, they have like a career day. The only kids dressed up like police officers are kids of police officers. When I went to school, everybody wanted to be a police officer.
Yeah.
It was either a police officer, a firefighter, or if you had that cool teacher that would let you be a superhero. But in a lot of kids' minds, and even mine, police officers, firefighters, EMS people, they are superheroes. Army personnel, military personnel, they are superheroes. But you see less of that as things go on, and people are like, kids are like, I want to stream, I want to be a streamer, I want to be a TikToker, I want to be a creator. That they're kind of getting away of the fundamentals of what a great society is.
My oldest wants to be an NBA player. My middle child wants to be a career criminal. And my youngest wants to be a SWAT. So I said, so my youngest will arrest the middle and we'll go watch the ball game. So, but yeah, I've got one out of the three that wants to be an officer, cop. The other one wants to be on the opposite end.
Yeah.
And he's blatant with it.
But it's wild though, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of it is because of these programs that we kind of grew up with that went away.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I mean, there's a disconnect there, and if you grow up in a family that don't have law enforcement in it, or you don't get in trouble, you may not ever have contact with a police officer, whether it be good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I know I've been beating a dead horse, but these videos don't help either.
TikTok videos.
Yeah, TikTok videos and Facebook and all that. They don't help either, because like we've all said, this is our kids' lifelines nowadays.
And that's what they see.
And they see all these videos, and them videos alone makes them scared of police.
Yeah.
I mean, my Lord, I got pulled over not long ago, and I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous. I was like, "Oh, what's he gonna do? Let's see how this."
I think everyone gets a little nervous, right? I don't know that even if you've never done anything, I feel like everyone has a little bit of nervous when they get pulled over. Like, oh, did I forget my tags? Is my tag good?
I feel like I shouldn't.
I busted out laughing the last time I got pulled over. I was in Perry County going through Hazard and headed to West Virginia. So in between Hazard and Pikeville, I don't know. It's a long, boring, straight 4-lane road through there. I was probably doing 90.
Yeah.
So you had a reason to get
I had
pulled
a reason to get pulled over.
Yeah.
But I saw DOT, the Kentucky DOT come through, and he did a donut back there and spun around and come flying up. I'm like, I just started laughing. So as soon as he got up there, he's like, yeah, I was bawling laughing at him, and he started laughing. I said, I bet you had the time of your life doing that, because doing that full
he didn't give you a ticket, did he?
Oh no, yeah, he gave me a ticket. It was.
Listen, I'll tell you what. If I'd walked up on a senior citizen bawling, I don't know.
Well, I wasn't bawling. I was laughing. But yeah. He gave me a ticket. He wrote me a ticket, and I had to go to court. She let me off.
I feel like I got more nervous than I should had, though. That's because I let all them stupid videos get in my head.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sweating bullets right now. Like, I shouldn't be doing this. Like, I done nothing wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, I knew I'd done something wrong. I knew exactly what he pulled me over for, but he had fun pulling me over. So
yeah, well, if he got to do a donut,
yeah, that gave him a reason to light him up.
All right, guys. So we are almost at the 8:00 hour. When we get back, we're going to try to address a lot of the questions that you guys have asked, and Robbie said he's going to be as transparent as he can as far as what he can talk about, what he can't talk about. Again, we'll try to play the disclaimer during the break again to let everybody know, hey, guys, we're not reporters, we're not journalists, we don't plan, we have no journalistic ambitions. We just like having conversations with interesting people. And right now, the most interesting people are the people that you guys are picking to run your counties.
Yes.
We have no dog in that fight either. Makes no matter to us who gets elected.
Yeah,
we're in Whitley County,
so
we obviously will formulate our own ideas.
Yeah. Well, and if you have a certain idea or whatever you're wanting to present, then you're welcome to come on too.
Well,
but like where I told Mr. Grimes before we came on, if you don't have receipts, I won't let you say it.
Well, what tickles me with, hold on real quick, what tickles me with, I've heard this a few different times now. People think that we really just like hang out outside the building or something and coerce how this is going to go.
Yeah.
And you seem like a pretty honest man. Has any of this been scripted, coerced, or anything?
No. I didn't even know. I didn't even park in the right spot. So when I first got here, I had to move my truck.
All right, so we're going to take our break, use the bathroom. Guys, we'll be back to you. I think it's about 6 or 7 minutes, and we'll be back.
The Great American Beater Bash, where memories are made and mistakes may happen.
Everybody needs to know May 2nd. That's Derby Day. Derby Day. Think Derby Day. Derby Day.
Let's
Derby
go!
Day. Influencer class, that's my shtick at this demolition derby that I'm doing. I'm bringing in some people in the entertainment space, if you will, to come and drive their first demolition derby. You can literally go out and buy a $500 shunt box that may have fourth gear out, whatever. You're not going to need it. And then you do a very basic preparation and bring it, and you pay $40 for a chance at $1,000.
Mortal Theory.
We've got concessions, and then the Wicked Wieners truck's going to be there slinging hot dogs, slinging some glizzies. Freeman Brothers is sponsoring a car. I've got Boom Bad Fireworks sponsoring a car. Charlie Mike's at Dispensary is sponsoring a car. Mortal Theory themselves is sponsoring a car. There's going to be a Mortal Theory car. The list goes on. If anybody wants to sponsor one of these cars, this is the deal. I am sourcing the cars, preparing the cars, and then having them painted. And then the influencer, which we can match influencers to sponsors. It's there's no real feasible reason not to come. Unless
that's what she said.
Yeah, come
join the event and invite all your friends.
Come see me at the Great American Beater Bash, Litchfield, Kentucky, May 2nd. Grayson County Fairgrounds, where legends are made.
To help our county, to help our district, most definitely our district, but it's our county too, to help it move it in the right in a better direction, and be able to leave it better than I found it. Be there when you call, be a face, be a voice for the 4th district, and I promise you I'll give you 110%. Number 1 on the ballot. Hopefully I'm number 1 in your heart come May 19th. Appreciate your vote.
Eugene Smith.
Putting the 4th district first. Leadership you can trust and results you can see.
Paid for by the candidate.
Located at 511 South Main Street, Corbin, Kentucky, Sugar Booger's Custom Cakes has been bringing delicious treats to the Tri-County area for over a decade. Whether it be a cupcake, cookie, cake pop, brownie, or a signature one-of-a-kind custom cake that will be the star of any event, Sugar Boogers has you covered. Easy online ordering with polite, knowledgeable staff guaranteed to make each experience easy and stress-free. Go check them out on Facebook or give them a call for a free estimate. Sugar Boogers Custom Cakes for all occasions, 606-344-6595.
Are you a jerky jerk?
You're holding it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Just give me 1 second.
RJ's Beef Jerky. Real jerky for real jerky jerks.
Can you give me a piece?
Yeah, of course.
Looking for the perfect place to host your next big celebration? Right in the heart of downtown Corbin, Kentucky, there's a beautiful venue that's quickly becoming everyone's favorite place to gather. Harvey's on Main. From weddings and receptions to birthday parties, baby showers, reunions, corporate events, and community celebrations, Harvey's on Main can host just about any event you can imagine. Planning a wedding? Brides will love the private bridal room, giving you the perfect space to relax, get ready, and enjoy those unforgettable moments before walking down the aisle. Need space for food, drinks, or catering? Harvey's also features a kitchen and bar area available for use, making it easy to create the perfect setup for your guests. And what truly makes this place special is the people. The owner is often right there with you, helping set everything up, making sure your event runs smoothly, and even staying afterward to help clean up. That's the kind of humble, down-to-earth hospitality you just don't see everywhere. So when you're ready to celebrate life's biggest moments in a beautiful downtown setting, choose the place where memories are made. Harvey's on Main, in the heart of downtown Corbin, where your next great event begins.
Kick off your boots, come gather round. We're digging up secrets that can't stay down. Bigfoot's out there in the midnight air. Aliens watching from who knows where. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, CIA. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. From small town whispers to city lights, we're hunting the truth in the dead of night. Conspiracies spin and the rumors fly. Country Cupid is gonna tell you why. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, secrets to break. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Footsteps in the woods, lights in the sky. Some call it crazy, we just ask why. Laugh if you wanna, but you just might see there's more to the world than they want it to be. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, secrets to break. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Truth or a tale, come and see. We're gonna have some fun, y'all.
In a world where feelings are protected and men have traded big, beautiful beards for man purses and man buns, comes to you a podcast you always wanted and never knew you needed. A podcast where feelings are left at the door and conversations happen unfiltered and no sugarcoating. What is going on, No Sugarcoating Podcast fans? Paul Buchanan wanted to reach out. The month of April is going to be full of candidates. We're going to see a lot of different people from a lot of different positions running, primarily in Laurel County and the surrounding areas. The No Sugarcoating Podcast crew wanted to let you know that we are by no means journalists. Do not come to our show expecting breaking news in regards to what's going on in the elections. We simply have discussions. We are not journalists. We are not a news show. We have discussions. We set our candidates in front of a screen where they can read the messages and they can answer the ones they want to. And we try to include the people watching's questions to the candidates. However, we're unable to get to all of them, and some of the questions the candidates cannot answer. They're just legally bound to not answering the questions. Again, and we can't make them tell the truth either, guys. So, just wanted to kind of let you guys know ahead of time. Hopefully, you'll see this before every episode of a candidate. But, yeah, guys, we're not a news crew. We don't pretend to be journalists. We have discussions. We try to bring out the best of everyone that comes here. We have no gotcha that we're trying to do to any candidate. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Have a great day.
Oh, I guess the grand winner tonight was your favorite, Jericho Mason.
Jericho Mason.
Yes. Jericho Mason gets to spin the wheel. But it has been a while.
It's been a while.
I got to admit, it's been a few weeks since I've got to spin this wheel. So, let's see what I do.
So, what you got?
So, you just get to watch tonight. But normally, you'll spin the wheel. And if you don't like what it lands, you got to eat some beans. And I got sing 15 seconds of a Disney song.
You're going to sing, though.
Sing 15 seconds of a Disney song.
Yeah. Because he loves to sing.
He's a real good bathroom singer.
Yeah. I'm the best bathroom singer you've ever heard in your life. And, oh, God, I got to think of one.
There's tons of them.
There are tons of them.
There is tons of them. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put one
there's a
on the side.
Don't do that one. They got
oh, my
sued.
God, it's a lion.
Yeah.
He got sued. I know.
Yeah, they got a cease and desist for that. Didn't
I
they?
can't believe that. I can't believe that's really what it says, though.
It's not. It was a joke.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and that's why he got sued.
Well, that's
All right, come on.
That's the funniest joke I've heard
Got
in
an
a while.
hour to ask questions.
I know, gosh, man, he Disney songs. Here we go.
Wasted time.
I know I'm wasting time here because I'm trying to find one.
Burning Daylight.
Oh, God, I wish I knew that one. That would be a good one, the Goofy movie. Ooh. Oh, I love this one.
You can't play it out loud.
I ain't going to play it out loud. I forgot about it, though, until I seen a picture of it. Oh, there's a bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your life. Yeah, man.
That's not 15 seconds.
That's all I know of it, though. I got to look at the lyrics.
You got to keep going, Jericho.
There's a bare necessities, simple bare necessities. Literally, that's all I know of. That's my brain, you know. But I sung it.
All right. He tried. All right, so this is the one I want to talk about right off the rip. This was asked in the comments. So why is Robbie Grimes no longer with the London City Police?
I was fired.
Because
I'm running for sheriff.
So the city and this. So just can we bring this fully into light?
Yeah.
Okay. So in May, you had put the intention that you were going to be running for sheriff.
I did.
After that, you left the department, the London.
Well, you're talking about the
the
sheriff's
Laurel County office,
okay.
Right?
Well, yeah, I quit the sheriff's office.
Okay.
You know, they have a policy you're not supposed to run, but I mean, I wouldn't do that anyway. I would have quit anyway and been the honorable.
It would have been the honorable thing to do,
not to run against the
current
my boss. You
right.
know, me working there. So I quit and was fortunate enough to get a job as a detective at the London City Police Department. And so later on in May, I think I quit on the 6th of May, and then a couple weeks later, I had filed my letter of intent with Frankfurt.
Okay.
My intention to run for sheriff. Went all summer, you know, all through the months. On November the 5th, which was the very first day you could file, I filed officially for what they call ballot access to run for sheriff in the May primary. And then in January, I believe it was on the 5th as well, January the 5th, the city council done the second reading and passed an ordinance saying that no city employee could be a candidate in a partisan race. And
So at that time, typically, that's a going forward kind of thing, right?
Typically, that's, going forward, you know, which is all fine. Going forward, nobody can run and be employed there, but they made it retroactive 2 months and backed up and picked me up.
And then the city fired you.
Yeah.
Is that right?
The city fired me. Yep.
Because of the ordinance. They said, well, listen, we've backdated this ordinance.
Yep.
and now it's going to fall under. How many other city employees were running for office?
0.
Just you.
How can they make a new ordinance and backdate it?
But I thought you were sheriff's office.
Well, he's talking. I was,
Mm-hmm.
and I left there,
and
because he was going to run for sheriff.
Okay.
So to keep from running against his boss while working for his boss.
And I'll say this too: some people want to put out the false narrative, the lie that this is the way it's always been. Well, I mean that's not the way it's always been. This is the first time in history that I know of it being that way, and you can go back to the a couple sheriffs back, Sheriff Gene Holland, whenever he done the exact same thing I done. He quit the sheriff's office, got on with the city, ran for sheriff, and won. I mean, it wasn't an issue then, and it's never been an issue until this election cycle.
And just the conspiracy in me, like I've said 100 times, I'm a conspiracy theorist. But if you are the only person that this affects, and they do this, it feels like a targeted thing. Did you feel targeted?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was targeted. It was politically motivated, and I was targeted. I mean, I was the only employee there running for any office whatsoever. This time, I mean,
this cycle.
Yeah, this cycle, there's been employees run for office almost every time, and they never had to.
Well, I like the conspiracy route he's taken, but more toward
I don't think
the
it's
current
a
council.
I think it's the truth.
Yeah, the more toward the current council is my conspiracy.
Yeah.
Well, John Root had made a video just the other day about this very thing.
Oh, he did? I don't watch his videos. What did he say?
Yeah. And that's,
I mean, I don't.
Yeah. He was talking, about how you were saying something about your position at the sheriff's office was important or whatever. And then once you left, he's not even backfilled it. And he was able to use that money to pay raises to his employees.
But he didn't pay raises.
I'd have to see.
I think. Ain't that what they said, though? He didn't give raises?
Well, I don't.
What was that? That money went toward his.
I'm just saying what he said in his video, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out next week when he's on here.
Yeah.
Be good info to know, if he gave them raises. I hope he did give them raises. They deserve it.
Yeah.
But I mean, and that's kind of what I want to kind of get into a little bit and ask is, if this has never been a problem before, and they do this.
Hang on, because I know he had to hear because I heard.
We're just being very polite to Jericho right now.
We're being professional.
Being very professional. Yeah.
Yeah, but he does this.
You heard that burn thing took off.
Anyways.
I just didn't want the smell to hit him when he answered.
I listen. We were just trying to be professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the only one.
Professional.
You're the only one that acknowledged
Okay.
it, Ronnie.
All right. Smell.
So
you got that.
We're all grown
Vicks vapor rub. You knew.
Can't
Jerry.
even itch my
This
butt.
is important, guys.
It is.
All right.
Y'all was talking. I was just trying to scratch my tail.
So the city council creates an ordinance while you are currently seeking an office, where once they pass the ordinance, they employ your termination. They terminate your employment with the city police.
Yes.
And this was you said in January that they did that, correct?
Yeah, 2 months after I filed to be on the ballot. And I was sort of in a lose-lose situation because once you file for ballot access and you get your name on the ballot, you can't get it off the ballot. I mean,
right.
Years ago, Pulaski County Sheriff was assassinated during an election cycle, and his name was still on the ballot. I mean, once it's there, it's there. So I couldn't say, okay, I've changed my mind. I'll just continue on.
Well, I mean, effectively,
you can
stopping 30 years of your job.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even if it's on the ballot, though, you can just decide not to run. Like, your name's still going to be there, but you can
wasn't going to do that anyway. I mean, I wouldn't change my mind
right
anyway, but technically I really couldn't if you wanted to get technical about it.
And so, like you had said, you'd done the right thing, the honorable thing, left the county police, started working with the city because you'd planned on running, and then the city makes an ordinance, pulls it back so that they could terminate you.
Well, how do they do that? How can that be allowed? How can they make an ordinance and decide to backdate it?
I don't know if it's an ordinance, but they created it.
Well, I mean, it's illegal. Even the city attorney told them that it was illegal. What they were doing was illegal. They didn't care.
See, what bothers me is that, again, at the beginning of the conversation, I said I've never heard anybody say anything but kind words about you. And they effectively prevented your family from eating during this election cycle.
Yeah. That's true. I mean,
you have to use up your reserves. You have to jump into some kind of retirement fund or something, or get some kind of job outside of the city or county that you live in to stay in the field of work that you do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've done that work my whole life,
Right.
And if I wanted to continue that work, I would have had to go to another county or something to continue to be a police officer because of that. I mean, I obviously want to get a job at the sheriff's office right now and then get fired from the city. So, yeah, I mean, they took my livelihood from me, which ultimately, affects me and my wife, my family, and in a negative way. And I just, a person has to be pretty spiteful to mess with another man's livelihood, in my opinion.
And not to add to conspiracy, but it has been reported and said that city council tried to work a deal where if you would drop out of a race. Now, I'm not the only person this is somebody else saying this on the internet that I'm just repeating, and that I know that you've heard and that we've heard, that if you would drop out of the sheriff's race, that they would vote you in as the chief of police of the city. Is that what you heard also?
Yes. One of the council members said that if I would drop out of the sheriff's race, he could assure that I would be appointed police chief.
So now, again, I've only heard that. Somebody else had a report, Melissa Jones, and I don't mean to, say names, but I'm pretty sure she reported that.
She did.
So that's an issue, and that's what kind of makes things uncomfortable about the city council. I don't doubt that some of them at one time or even now have good intentions. But every time you watch something going on from the city council, it goes awry. I watched it today, and they abruptly ended the meeting when someone had a problem. Someone from the community had a problem with one of the council members. They adjourned it. It was a 40-minute thing, and people were supposed to be able to get up and ask questions and everything else, and they ended it. They just stopped it right there. And it's amazing the power and the stretch that they believe that they have.
Yeah. And I never did get involved in the politics of the city. I never got involved with the city council issues or politics at all. Until they started messing with my livelihood. I'm still not getting involved, but I have, I did go to a couple meetings and express my concern because I didn't do anything for their retaliation personally, so there had to be some other kind of politically motivated.
Can we address Elijah Jarvis's question about you watching somebody pull the fire alarm at the city council meeting?
Yeah, they had I think it was a special call.
Was that a fire alarm? I thought it said a firearm.
No.
Oh,
it's alarm.
Fire alarm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't care to address that. So we were there. That's one of the meetings I attended after they started trying to pass an ordinance to fire me. We had a meeting that day. I think it was a special call meeting on bottom floor of the not the judo center, the community center, and it was overcrowded. I mean, people were outside on the pavement standing. Several people.
Right.
There was no way to get anybody else. I was in the hallway. I couldn't even get inside the door. And one of the firefighters come out, and I did. I seen him pull an alarm, and I was like, "What are you doing?" You know, I didn't know what was going on. It was a firefighter, and he said the fire marshal's office advised him to do it because of the overcrowding issue. And I mean, I didn't have any reason not to believe what he told me.
So it was a firefighter?
Yeah.
For sure?
Yeah. So, I mean.
So police department doesn't have any authority over the fire department when it comes to a fire alarm.
Well, I mean,
fire codes, right?
Fire codes. I mean, it's a fire code.
That's the fire marshal would have jurisdiction over fire alarm.
And why would you question somebody?
Yeah, I mean, I witnessed that it was overcrowded. I mean, I knew that was a fact.
And so, why would you question a firefighter being like, all right, listen, pull this, we need to evacuate it anyways? Because I watched that meeting, and they were saying out loud, hey, there's too many people in here. So something needs to happen. And then I think once they ran out enough people, they continued to have their meeting anyways.
I think they did have a meeting.
Jay Dollar was saying that they accused him of pulling that fire alarm.
But so I mean that's two of the questions that we had. Obviously, there's questions about the Harless case. Can you speak on anything about that, or?
I mean, I can't really speak on it. You know, obviously my prayers and thoughts go out to the family and those affected.
Now, were you in the sheriff's department at that time or the city?
Yeah, at that time I was at the sheriff's office. That was before I started at the PD. But here's what I want to read the case for myself. I don't want to speculate. I don't, there's all kinds of rumors out there. Nobody knows what's true and what's not true. So I want to get a copy of the case. Right now it's, I think the family has it, a judge ruled to where no one can get access to it until the family is done reviewing it, which is understandable. But once I can get a copy and read it for myself, I don't care to talk more about it. I don't want to rely on somebody else to tell me what's in that case. I want to see it for myself.
Of course.
Right.
So, I mean, so that clears up the other question. Obviously, you wasn't there.
No, I wasn't.
Somebody asked.
I wasn't even in Kentucky. I had. It was Christmas. We started a little thing. My wife and my stepsons. We go out of town on Christmas Day and just have a little family time about every year. So
there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. So we were going on a little trip, a couple hours away. So.
Well, I mean, and just somebody that's worked a job. A lot of times, and what makes it check to me is a lot of times administration does take off during Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's always, and I don't. The big wigs get to Christmas off and stuff. But that story checks to me that you said you were second in command.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you'd be taking the time off at Christmas, and I mean everybody that's ever worked for anybody else knows the boss always gets off Christmas. The bosses always get off Christmas.
You're always a slave to the phone, though. If somebody needs you, they'll call you.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah. That's fine with me.
I've took Christmas off every year, and I leave my phone at work.
The other hot topic will be if you take sheriff's department is the NCIC.
Yeah.
How is that going to change and affect now? Because what with the sheriff's office taking it over, how do you keep it from getting abused the same way that the PD was accused of doing it?
Yeah, that's an issue that lies, with your men. You have to trust that your men's going to do the right thing, and the system itself is no big deal with me. I was over the NCIC, all that the training and the whole system when I was at the sheriff's office. That's was one of my duties, so I'm very familiar with it. But it just goes down to an issue of individual accountability to the men. not to abuse it. I mean, they have to go to training every year. It's an online training, but they have to conduct their training every year, which clearly tells them the do's and the don'ts of the privileges to have that system.
Do you know why it was pulled from the PD?
I don't know exactly. I mean, I've heard a couple different things, but I don't know exactly what the, you know, I wouldn't want to say specifics because I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and you've not been affiliated since January.
Right.
Yeah, no.
And it was pulled since then. So.
It was pulled after.
I can't remember when it was pulled.
I'm pretty sure. So, what about city being in county during the Harlot situation? Is it common that the city police go into the county?
Well, I mean,
I know you touched on this during the Real and Raw.
Yeah.
And sometimes we got different viewers that watch us and watch them.
Well, yeah, that's understandable. Well, I mean, the city, I mean, by law, they have countywide jurisdiction. That's all 120 counties. If there's an incorporated city in that county, they have countywide jurisdiction. Now, there's no laws telling them they got to do this or that and the other out in the county. You know, their main priority is the city limits. It's just like the sheriff's priority is the county, but the sheriff can conduct business in the city limits.
Right.
And that's the way the law's set up. There's nothing the sheriff or the only people that could change that would be state legislation.
Now, so what about a county like Whitley that has 2 cities in it?
Yes, as far as I know, both cities have
full control, so they can come up here to Williamsburg. And
yeah, that's my understanding of it. Yeah, yeah.
Corbin, that's interesting.
Corbin.
Let me ask this: Is it just a professional courtesy that one agency lets another agency in? Is that normally how it goes? Or?
It is. It's a professional courtesy, and in most cases,
it's not ever an issue.
It's not an issue most of the time. I think the relationship between the city and county is sort of been strained a little bit for a long time, and that's something I'd like to rebuild, not just with the city, but with every agency in the county. I think every agency in the county should have good working relationships with each other, and not just when you need them, but all the time.
They should also be working with other surrounding counties too, right?
Yeah, surrounding counties.
Yeah.
I think the main priority, I guess, would be, if you're a sheriff's office in your county. But, I've had an idea forever, and I've not said this anywhere.
So we do have breaking news right here.
I've had an idea for years in my head. Because for years I've always seen, most of the time the boots on the ground, the men working, they've always got a pretty good relationship. Mm-hmm. Usually if there's some animosity or some problems going on, it comes from higher up. It's just the way it always is. But I would like to start something, or at least extend my invitation to every law enforcement agency in Laurel County, state police, commercial vehicle enforcement, whoever's in charge of the FBI, ATF, DEA, every agency that has a stake in Laurel County, London City PD, once a month to come together in a neutral place. I mean, Frisch's, Golden Corral, just somewhere that's completely neutral. You're not in somebody's office. You're not, and just discuss the issues Laurel County has, share information, and build those relationships. That way, if you have an I-75 shooter like we had, when you pick up the phone needing help, you know who you're talking to. You've already got a relationship established with that person. And from that point on, you all have a common goal. It's not to get to know each other. It's that, hey, Robbie needs help. Let's go help him. And I just think the community would benefit more from establishing those relationships if you have a major event.
Well, see, that seems... that seems like something that should already be going on, right? I mean, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes with that statement, but it seems like that should be the initiative to anybody leading is, if I have all these different people working in this area, I want to be on a first name basis with these guys. I want to meet with them. I want to know what they're working on. If there's something I can do to help, if there's something that I'm doing that they could help me do or whatever, and just have that, like you said, maybe just once a month,
just
conversation.
come together and just, if you don't have any information or anything new going on, just have a meal together. In my mind, it's more of a relationship building type situation,
or an intervention.
Yeah,
we're all equal.
Well, yeah. I mean, you go meet in somebody's office, whoever's office it is, he's large and in charge.
Mm-hmm.
But you go to a neutral place, everybody's equal. Everybody's on the same level. You can talk about your family, your hobbies or whatever, in addition to the issues Laurel County may be facing at the time.
Sometimes, though, you just don't want other people poking their noses in your business sometimes,
Well, we all put our shoes on the same way.
The exact same way.
Right.
Some people,
it should be that way.
Yes.
It should be.
Some
Some people don't
people
want
slide
you
'em
looking in. Like, I've got neighbors that'll build a fence, right, to keep you from looking in what they're doing. But if all the neighbors started working together, we'd be able to, build a community farm and help the whole neighborhood out.
Yeah.
Playgrounds and stuff. But a lot of people just don't want you in their business.
True.
So that's where
that's concerning, though, right? Am I
it
the
is.
only one that its eyes kind of went like, what? Because I thought about it like that.
I guess maybe more on a personal level, maybe, some people don't like you knocking on their door or some,
because
their personal space.
Yeah, kind of, but
if
they get protective of it.
Don't want you to know what I'm doing, it's because
I'm probably not doing it by the
probably shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, right?
Or the house is messy. Give me 10 minutes to clean it up.
Right.
Or there's
because there are blinds in houses.
Yeah.
Fences are a little extreme, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I want to walk around my house naked, I can throw a blind up. But if I'm building a fence, then there's definitely something that I don't want you in.
Yeah.
Well, it's just there's a lot of cops out here that think that they're better cops than other cops. And they don't want other cops messing with how they cop.
Well, there's different.
I'm trying to say that in the nicest way I can.
Well, I can like the FBI is definitely going to be a little bit isolated, right? They don't like the DEA coming into their stuff, and the DEA don't like the FBI messing with their stuff. I can tell you, ATF's the same way. ATF will handle their own thing.
But
now,
again,
when
as
the
a government
locals,
conspiracy theorists,
right?
They're definitely doing things they shouldn't be doing.
The Leos should definitely be getting together. Your sheriff's department, your local city police departments, they should be working together because they're the ones that are going to be doing most of the grunt work on the ground before it even gets into the FBI.
So let me ask you this: what was your role during the I-75 shooter?
I was chief deputy at that time, major. I was major. We responded, and I was pretty much scene command for several hours till late that night, maybe 11 o'clock or somewhere around that time frame.
See that, and how much time did you spend on the ground during that? I mean, like you had to be burning on both ends, trying to.
Well, a lot of the guys were, and especially the first 24 hours, and it was just a unique situation. I mean, something like that don't happen,
right?
In Laurel County.
Well, when we were talking with the mayor. These last 4 years for Laurel County, it's seen things it hadn't seen in a long time, and some things never seen.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, definitely, it's turning a direction.
Yeah,
it's definitely got national spotlight.
Yeah, we do.
Big time, big time.
So, Anthony Morgan wanted us to ask if city police or sheriff's department put cameras on the street lights and electric poles. And if it's legal for them to have cameras facing people's houses.
Yeah, what is he talking about on that?
I don't know. Is he asking if people are allowed to do that, or if
The way I read it, it made it sound like the police have put cameras up on light posts facing people's houses, and if they're doing that, is it legal?
As long as it's not on their property, if it's on public property, you can put a camera anywhere. I can go out here and put a camera facing right in your window if I wanted to.
I can't speak to whether or not police are doing that, but if someone does put a camera up, as long as it's on
their property
or
public property, if it's a city official.
If the camera's legal to be in its physical location, then whatever it can capture is legal to capture.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's good thing I don't my neighbors aren't super close to me, right?
Right. Yeah,
we pull the shades though.
Yep.
We don't have fences.
Yeah, they can definitely do it, and that's the other thing is like I can go into Jericho's house and put a camera in his house, as long as I don't have audio on it, I can film whatever I want in his house without him even knowing.
You see a lot of dirty things.
Yeah. Well, that's why there is no camera in Jericho's.
No, I walk around in my front yard in my underwear. I don't give a crap.
He don't care. He's got cameras all over his house. He walks around with those meta glasses recording everything.
So, kind of back to the sheriff stuff, and you said that you like to do a lot of work with kids, which I think is very impressive. I mean, that's a big deal, is, getting the kids back involved. How would you get the community back involved? Because you said that was something you really wanted to work toward too. And I know that I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but, I feel like you meant that more than just serving warrants or finding out who stole their stuff. How else could you get the community involved? Because London's in need of healing. Like, there's got to be something that can bring, and it's got to be like-minded officials, people leading the charges, working together. What would you do if elected to help bring the community back together?
Well, I mean, first you got to just show up and be present for the community. I think that would go a long way if you would show up and help them.
It would.
Whatever way they needed, whether it was a church function or an event, just showing up and being a voice for the people. And, they need somebody to sort of, in a leadership role that they can trust, that they know is going to be a uniter, not a divider. And you can look from day one for my campaign. I've not tore anybody down. I've not talked negative about anybody. I've not responded to anything that people have said, because I don't think a uniter does that. And I don't respond to negativity. I just don't. And I think that in itself should show the community that I'm their guy. I mean, I'm not going to be arguing with them on Facebook. I'm not going to be arguing with them in person. I'm going to be, if they need to talk, we'll talk. We'll have a discussion. But there's a time and place for everything, and I believe I know Laurel County is in desperate need of healing. There's so much division. And, I remember a time where you could disagree, pretty hardcore disagreement on something, but we could still check that and remain friends. And I don't know I know where we've lost that along the way, and it's on social media. Everybody just tears everybody down on social media. But people have to get back to knowing we can disagree and still be friends.
Right.
And another thing that I've seen it coming for a while, but it's really gotten horrible, is people get mad because you're friends with somebody they don't like. So you got to pick a side. You either be their friend or you be my friend.
Well, you share a video the wrong way.
That right there is so stupid.
That is the most petty thing. I've got several friends that are friends with people that I may not care too much about, or may not care too much about me. That's fine with me. The person that they're friends with, they've never wronged them or done anything bad to them. They don't have a reason to.
See, I've always been that kind of person too, where I don't care what you say about this person. I care about how that person treats me.
Exactly. If somebody's good to me, unless they do something to offend my immediate family, my wife, my 84-year-old mother, you know, my brother, my stepkids, unless they do something to offend the inner circle, I mean, there's no reason to pick a side as long as they treat me right.
Right.
Or treat you right or whoever.
But yeah, you're right. That is a lot of what's going on in London because when I was even talking about the mayor, it's a one side or another side.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that is a lot of good people are getting drugged down because they belong or because they've been put on a side.
They are. And, you know, it's like people are afraid to comment on certain politicians or candidates' post or click a like on it or share it because of retaliation. You know, and I've even heard of some stuff with yard signs going on, you know, afraid to put yard signs up or put a yard sign up and then get a call and say, well, why do you have so-and-so's yard sign in your yard? I mean, why be that petty?
Well, listen, there's one famous saying, is everybody's got opinions just like everybody's got buttholes.
Yeah, that's true.
We're all allowed to have them.
Exactly.
And you shouldn't hate me over my opinion.
Exactly.
It's a respect thing.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of been lost with social media.
It has. It has.
So, are you having any issues with your signs?
With my what?
With your yard signs?
Oh, my yard signs? Not that I know of. I mean, I had some wind. I had some wind damage. I mean, I had quite a bit of wind damage. Wind took some signs of mine, but I don't think I've had any vandalized that I've been made aware of yet anyway.
Can't beat Mother Nature.
No, you can't.
So what is one thing that you want people to consider when they're thinking about voting for you? Because we're getting pretty close to the end of the show. What is one thing that you would want people to consider when they're voting for you?
Well, the biggest thing, I guess, the thing I've got the most passion for is for the kids. I want to be present for our kids. I want my office to be present for our kids. And I really think that is in my mind, that is the most pivotal situation that Laurel County's in. We need to build those relationships with the children because they're our future. And if it keeps one kid, if all the work I do keeps one kid from using drugs or keeps one kid from hurting himself because of peer pressure or bullying, because he's got a mentor or he can call, I know the sheriff, I'm going to call him. I'm going to call Robbie right now on his cell phone. Then that's what I want to happen. And I don't think we can stop drugs by just continuing to throw people in jail repeatedly and be reactive. We've got to be proactive and go out and try and get in front of this. And I think it starts with our kids. So if you care about your kids, and I certainly care about the children in my family, nieces, nephews, hopefully future grandkids one day, then I think that's where we got to start.
That is.
So that's how would your office be as far as the open door policy would? How hard would it be for someone to get a hold of you if they said, "Listen, I need to speak to the sheriff"?
If they got a phone, right here.
But if somebody calls and says, "I need to speak to the sheriff,"
and it's
they can call the sheriff. They can call my personal phone. They
that
won't have to
would
call
be
the
available to anybody that.
Yeah, it's on all my social media right now. I mean, I've had that number for 20 plus years. It's not going to change.
And it's also on RobbieGrimes.com, right?
RobbieGrimes.com. Yes, sir. It sure is.
Wait. Oh, you got your own website?
RobbieGrimes.com.
You not seen it? I pulled it up. I pulled it up earlier.
Is that going to still be a thing when you're sheriff? RobbieGrimes.com?
No, the website's not cheap.
No, they're not.
No, actually, the site itself is very cheap. It's just getting it built. And once it's built, though. But yeah,
I know a good place to do that. NSC Media. We're pretty cheap.
So is that how would you handle people that wanted to kind of get information to you? Is that something that they can do on the site, or is that just something they could would be able to call you directly with? Does the Laurel County Sheriff's Office have a tip line that they use, or is it just?
They did. I built the website. They have their current website right now. I built that. A lot of people think that because I ride horses and have a cowboy hat, I'm not tech savvy, but I built the website entirely. So I do. I'm not a genius by any means. I can't write code or anything, but I did build the website, and there is a tip line on there, and it'll stay on there. And
yeah, because the guy that built it,
the
guy
that's
answering
right.
the messages.
That's right. If they don't want to use the tip line, they can text me or call me on my cell phone.
So with if you become sheriff, how would you prioritize burglaries and theft?
Well, anything that is even close to being solved would go to my detective sergeant for review. The patrol guys, if they're working a case, and it's because the patrol guys, they're busy. Sometimes they don't have time to dedicate to solving a burglary because it can take a lot of man hours to solve. Some of them's quick,
right?
But anything that's going to take a lot of leg work, I would refer it to a detective and get for an investigation. One thing I will say, I'd like to say right now to the community, if you have any means at all to buy a Ring camera or any camera system at all, I mean, that's the best tool for a homeowner and for police. If you've got some footage of the incident, a lot of times it'll
about solve itself.
It'll solve itself, and a lot of times if the criminal knows it's there, they're not even going to commit the crime. So you could save yourself some heartache there. And if you get one, make sure you put a sign out there, you're being recorded.
I know a couple of months back, it's been a while, I got one of them Ring cameras, and my wife posts crap all the time on Facebook. Well, some little kid tried ding-dong ditching one night, and it got caught on the Ring camera. She posted that video. That video blew up bigger than anything she's ever posted. Little Ring video camera.
Yeah, get you a Ring. I mean, you might get a viral video there.
I'm like, that makes no sense.
Well, that's just because it's back to the point of your TikTok videos. People want to see stuff like that. They want to see. That's clickbait for a lot of folks. I mean, obviously, you used to watch it and get tore up. Like Jericho couldn't watch his videos and go do a doctor's appointment. He'd be on blood pressure pills before it was over.
It's probably like going to doctors anyway. I passed out on the last one.
What is day one of if you were sheriff? What would people expect to see?
They'll expect to see me. Well, first I'm going to
What was the first thing that you change or you do on day one?
Day one, I would get something in place and reach out to the community of what their needs are. I obviously want to, like I said earlier, the community needs us to get back to the basics. And that's what I'll do. I'll get back to the basics. I'll get right in the ditches with the men. I mean, I'll be serving front lines and be present for my community, present for the deputies, and just be getting down and dirty on the front line.
And one more question before we go. We have 3 questions that we always ask, and we'll get to those at the end of the show. So kids is going to be a priority for this sheriff's
Kids will be the priority, and that's the first thing I'm going to do is to get that started. I mean, the way you worded that question is a little bit, they may not see me doing it, but that's the first thing I'm going to get started is getting the dare officer.
If kids in the community, just outsider looking in, that could do a lot for Laurel County. Just obviously, there'd have to be better relationships in Laurel County too, but I think that the kids in the community would help build that bridge quite a bit, and I'm glad that you said that would be your focus during your term as the sheriff if you were to get elected. Go ahead and ask the 3 questions. Jericho, you ready to get started?
Well, hold on. Paula's asked this twice now. Sex offenders, where you stand on that?
Sex offenders, to me, that is very important. crime. I don't know what she wants answered. 'Cause she just
I guess you're prioritize. How would you prioritize
they
that?
would be top priority. Because to me, and I mean, I know people that have been affected by that crime, and to me, that is probably the most personal and despicable thing you can do to another human being, because that sticks with them for life. It's not something that goes away when you put them in jail or anything.
Yeah.
And I think we're falling short on the sex offenders when it comes to, giving them the resources they need to heal from this,
right?
With behavioral health and stuff. I think we need to do more than just investigate it and throw the perpetrator in jail. We need to show them the resources they need. And I'm going to have a liaison for stuff like that, for victims of sex crimes, domestic violence, with behavioral health services that will be ready and available anytime we need them to help them get the help that they need. But sex crimes are very important to me.
Well, if kids are your number one priority, then sex crimes got to be.
Yeah. And like I said, that crime doesn't just go away. It affects that person
for the rest of
their life. It could lead them down a bad path if they're young, or at any age. But if it happens when they're young, it could lead them into drugs or anything bad. Especially if they don't get the help they need. And I think that involves more than just throwing somebody in jail.
Yes, it does. All right, conspiracy time.
Okay.
Like you said, 3 famous questions we try to ask everybody.
Okay.
And if you have any stories to back these up, please share them too.
Okay.
You believe in aliens?
No.
Oh, straight off the bat, no. Okay.
Okay.
The paranormal, ghosts, stuff like that.
I believe in
angels and demons.
Yeah.
Evil spirits, but not like Casper or anything like that. But
so no silhouettes walking through a house?
No, but I
like
believe
that?
in demons and evil spirits, yeah.
Okay. Well, we already know the answer to the third one then. Bigfoot.
No.
Yeah, we not. Once he shot down aliens,
I'm going to tell you where I'm going with this now.
Okay.
On question 1 and 2, I've coon hunted since I was old enough to walk, up till about 7 or 8 years ago. I mean, 3, 4, 5 nights a week, and I just think that if you're out coon hunting at night, for probably a third of my life has been spent in the woods at night mostly, I'd have seen something. Right. I'd have seen a Sasquatch or evidence or a UFO. That's just where my mind's going.
Sasquatch sleeps just like you do. They in the bed.
So my mind is like, if I didn't see it, if I don't have a logical reason to believe those, then
yeah, it's pretty tough. You go out in the woods now, you see a sign of a deer, you know deer's there. You see signs of bear, turkey.
Exactly.
Bobcats even.
Yeah.
You've just never been in the right space.
Well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I haven't been.
Not seen a Bigfoot,
So, with that said, guys, we appreciate you guys watching. Robbie, we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate
you all for having me.
Taking some of the tough questions. I don't know that you didn't answer one that was asked. In one way or another, I think you got to about every question that was asked, and that's pretty impressive.
I'm a transparent guy.
So thank you for your honesty. Thank you for coming on the show. Guys, we have Backwoods and BS on the show Friday. Those ladies seem to be like they're going to be a good time. They're from, is it Middlesboro or
Manchester?
Manchester.
Yeah, I think.
They're going to be on the show. Then we're going to have John Root next Monday on the show. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff. We've got Tracy Hanley. She's running for mayor. She's going to be on the show this month. We've got a couple city councilmen that's going to be on the show this month. We've got a lot of learning and a lot of people that have ideas and suggestions about the direction of Lunding all coming on the show this month. That's why we did the disclaimer, because a lot of campaigners coming on. So
you got a jam-packed month.
Again, Robbie, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
It's been a good one, I think.
Thank you.
Jericho, you want to send us out?
Yeah, so everybody, please stay tuned. Like Paul said, we do have a lot of good people coming on, a lot of people that was requested to try to get us to come on, and I feel like we have been pretty successful so far. So let's keep this good momentum going, everybody. Just keep your eyes peeled and stay tuned. We love you.
Located at 511 South Main Street, Corbin, Kentucky, Sugar Booger's Custom Cakes has been bringing delicious treats to the Tri-County area for over a decade. Whether it be a cupcake, cookie, cake pop, brownie, or a signature one-of-a-kind custom cake that will be the star of any event, Sugar Boogers has you covered. Easy online ordering with polite, knowledgeable staff guaranteed to make each experience easy and stress-free. Go check them out on Facebook or give them a call for a free estimate. Sugar Boogers Custom Cakes for all occasions, 606-344